Do I look fat?
Hey guys, welcome to the Do I Look Fat podcast. It's your girl, Stephy Kiss. It is literally the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 27th at 8:17 p.m. and I am recording this week's episode. This is literally the latest I've ever recorded an episode for the week. But I figured, I'm going to allow myself some grace. It's the day after Thanksgiving and I deserve it. I deserve. But no, so it is just me today. I decided to do a solo episode this week just to be a little bit reflective and give you a little bit of me as I've been in my bag these past 2 weeks. So for my catch up today and for my icebreaker, I actually asked my Instagram followers to ask me some questions. I do this whenever there's like a solo episode, just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should. It's _StephyKiss, STEPHYKISS. That is my personal page. It's the page I use for everything. Best way to contact me for sure. So I have a couple of questions here that I'm going to answer. The first one is J-Lo or Beyonce? I feel like depending on who's answering this, like if I were to take a poll, then I'd be able to tell who really knows me or who just assumes who I am based off of what I look like. Hispanic girls from the Bronx would choose J-Lo because J-Lo is mother, J-Lo is queen, this is that and the third. And now don't get me twisted. I respect J-Lo. I respect her hustle. I respect that she's been in the game forever, for not as long as I can remember, but I remember when she came on the scene, and I remember Selena, I went to the movies to see that. And the fact that she's never really like fallen from the top, I give her very much respect. She still looks amazing. Diet, exercise, it works. Like, there goes your proof right there in the pudding. So I respect her. However, as an overall entertainer artist, I'm choosing Beyonce. Beyonce has down. Like, are you dumb? Like, there's nothing else to say. There's no comparison. And it's like, even though Beyonce really, I haven't seen her really act in a very long time. Yeah, she was in Lion King, but that's voiceover work, so that's a little bit different. To me, the fact that Beyonce was in a couple of movies, like, that didn't bother me. Like, J-Lo, yes, she has good rom-com movies and movies that I've seen most of J-Lo's movies, and they're cute. I don't own any of them. Like, it's nothing like that. I may have went to go to the movies to see one or two, but aside from that, I catch them on TV or Netflix or whatever have you. So like Beyonce, she just does the damn thing all the fucking time. Like, and I don't want to say I'm not Beehive because a little bit, but I'm not like buzzing, if that makes sense. Okay, so anyway, long story short, I definitely choose Beyonce. The next thing is, what is the simplest thing that makes you feel beautiful? Honestly, my favorite way to pamper myself is to do my nails and my toes. I have had my nails done since I was 12 years old. Yes, I've taken breaks here and there because, you got to let your nail beds breathe, okay? Like, you just have to. But aside from that, like, I have had some sort of either tips, wraps, something since I was 12 years old. And we're talking about like a bi-monthly or monthly habit at this point. So we can only imagine the amount of money I've spent on just getting my hands and feet pampered. Like, but it just makes me feel beautiful because let's face it, I have very small hands. They're small. My fingers are short. Like, I just need something to give it a little bit of length, a little bit of daintiness, if you will. And I feel like when I have my nails long, it just does that for me. That could literally just be me. People could look at my hands still and be like, girl, I don't know who you think you're fooling, but the nails do not make your hands look longer. But to me, I feel like it definitely does. Like, I went and got my nails today, actually. Shout out to William at Nail Haven. Don't go see him because I need to get my appointments. I'm kidding. William in Nail Haven, he's fire. And he just always, he never disappoints. Let's just say that. He never disappoints. Okay, so the third question is, are you still getting your VSG surgery? So maybe in time. I'm not working at the moment. I don't have insurance at the moment. I'm working on getting it, but you know, I can't be completely out of commission. Even though, yes, I'm not working, I still need to, do virtual school with Ethan. I still have a lot of things that I need to accomplish. So I can't be like laid out for whatever have you time, because I know it's not easy. Like, so that's one. Two, I just have a lot of things going on. So I don't think it'll be anytime within this year. Maybe within the next 2 years, I'll have it if I still feel like I need it. But we'll see. I'm not really 100% sure. I am still trying to get my life together in this weight journey situation. Like, y'all, I have maintained my weight. I have not gained weight. But bitch, like, I need to lose weight. Like, I don't know who the fuck I think I am. Yes, I'm very comfortable. Yes, I think this is the first time that I want to lose weight for other reasons other than vanity. Like, for me, I'm still a bad bitch. And this weight, lighter, heavier, like, it don't mean nothing to me, like, at all. Like, I know I'm a bad bitch. So it's not even that at this point, but I know I need to lose weight. So it's just, it's a process, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it, guys. I promise. Okay. The next question I have is, do you have a go-to brand for your makeup or one you stay away from? So I use all different types of makeup. I do like affordable makeup. I will say that. Morphe, ColourPop. I like Maybelline, L'Oreal. What else do I like? I'm literally looking at my makeup, guys. It just depends. I really try to find drugstore makeup that I like. So there are a couple of foundations and concealers that I like for drugstore. When it comes to eyeshadows, like ColourPop, Juvia's Place, and things like that. But guys, if you know of any Black or brown owned makeup lines, send them my way. Suggestions I will take. Like, I'm all for all of that. So, and I definitely want to put more of my money in that as opposed to all these other big corporations. So, yeah. As far as the ones I stay away from, the ones that have been blatantly, racist for the most part, there isn't a brand that I don't like because it breaks me out or whatever, because everybody's skin is different, right? So I can't tell you based off of that, but it depends on how much you want to spend on your makeup. It depends on how much you use your makeup and all of that. So the only brand I can think of that I stay away from would be like Jeffree Star. I will never spend money on Jeffree Star products. Now, if somebody were to gift me something that was Jeffree Star, I'd probably accept it. But I don't even want you to spend your money on that. So yeah, that's about it. But stay tuned. I'm gonna see if I have to revamp my makeup. So I want to try out more like low cost makeup, and maybe I'll add that to one of my makeup Monday situations and give y'all some tips on that. Okay, so the next question is, do you ever want to have more kids? I'm not against it. I'm also not hard pressed for it. So if, I meet somebody and we are in the same space and, not physically, but like mentally and financially and energy wise, like if we're in the same space when it comes to having another kid, I would definitely be open to it. But It's not something that I'm like, oh my God, I need another kid before such and such age. Like, no, I have my baby, even though he's not a baby, and I'm okay with that. Next question is, would you hook up with a follower on the first meetup? This is gonna sound terrible and mad hoish, and if Kevin Hart is hearing this, he'd probably call me a hoe. Being that he called his daughter one, but that's neither here nor there. It depends. And I only say this because there are a lot of people who I've met virtually over the past, 7-8 months that I've spoken to more than people that I've met in person. So at this point, and I hate the term sapiosexual, right? But at this point, you've met somebody virtually. You've had a lot of conversations. You have FaceTimed. You have you feel like you know this person. The only thing you don't know is the physical. So if we meet up and we spend a day together, who's to say I wouldn't feel comfortable? It's all about feeling comfortable. So I don't know. It really just depends. It's a case by case basis for sure. Let's see. I think that was the last question. So we ended on a very controversial note. Okay, so let's just get into the next segment, which is Eat Your Heart Out. And because it is the day after Thanksgiving, I decided to tell you guys 5 ways to reset and recharge after falling off the healthy eating track. Because I know a lot of y'all have been doing the damn thing, with the diets and the working out or whatever. But when it comes to the holidays, it's hard to say no to the delicious food, the sweet treats, and all of that shit, drinks and coquito and eggnog and liquor and wine and beer and all of that. It's hard. So I just thought giving you 5 ways to reset and recharge just after the holiday season, because okay, you have to remember, and I've been big on this lately. You have to give yourself more grace, right? So just because you fell off, and you might have fallen off for Thanksgiving and then you woke up Friday and there were leftovers and you were like, you know what? Leftovers or make a egg white omelet? I'm choosing leftovers, bitch. What are we even saying? This can happen. So let's just give ourselves a little bit more grace. It happens. We are human. We are not perfect, and nobody wants to live a perfect life, to be honest. Imagine nothing ever happened to you. Imagine everything was just perfect, 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 perfect. Nothing ever happened. Nothing of excitement. Nothing of, oh my God. Wow. None of that. That shit is trash. Okay, so tip number 1, lose the guilt. It happened. Accept it. Now it's just time to learn from it and do something about it. Start fresh. If that means, not eating rice with every meal, do that. You don't have to do this big, limitations and diet plan and all of that to get back on track. Sometimes it means small steps and doing what you need to do in that time, which is crazy because the next I should have wrote this. Honestly, I should have wrote these 5 tips. The next tip is focus on the small changes. You don't have to be so drastic. You don't have to eat only a 500 calorie diet starting on this specific day. You could have fucked up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then been like, you know what, Sunday, I am going to make my lunch and it's going to be a salad instead of the stuffing that I still have in the fridge. You know what I'm saying? It can be very, very small changes that'll get you back on track, because a lot of small changes equals one big change. Number 3 is focus on consistency. Like I was just saying, restrictive diets are trash. Who wants to do that? Who wants to live like that? So just focus on trying to be as consistent as possible. But remember to allow yourself the grace if you do fall off, because life is a never-ending journey, a never-ending cycle, right? So you may fall off and get back on, fall off and get back on, and that's okay. That is okay. I think society as a whole have this misconception that everything has to be done perfectly the first time we do it. Fuck that. Fuck that. Nothing you have ever tried in life you didn't mess up at least once. I don't care what you say. It could have been the smallest little mistake, but you messed up. So don't tell me that everything anybody is supposed to do is perfect. It's not humane. It's just not. Number 4 is get active. Listen, you can't outwork a bad diet, right? But at least you're getting your blood pumping. At least you might be, working on muscle structure. Something. Getting active is so important. Yes, you can lose weight without lifting a muscle, but do you want to? Do you want your body to still be frail, to still be just not doing what it needs to because you're not doing what you need to maintain it? You still have to work out regardless. And I'm not saying when it comes to working out that you have to, be the next CrossFit champion, that you have to run the marathon or do a triathlon or any of that. No, sometimes being active means going for a walk. Sometimes being active means 10 minutes of jump rope. Sometimes being active means 30 minutes of yoga. Do what you need to do to be active for you. Stop trying to live up to society standards, to social media standards, to other people's opinions and standards, because no one is you at the end of the day. And you have to do what works for you, what looks right for you. And that is how you can become your best self. We're trying to become our best selves, not anybody else. So why would I be so pressed to do what everyone else is doing when that doesn't work for me? So just get active, guys, whatever that may look like for you. Don't feel like you have to look like a crazy athlete, because that's not it either. If that's not for you. If it is for you, more power to you. Number 5 is hydrate. Hydrate, drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water. I remember I dated this guy and he never drank water. Never drank water. He said he hated the taste of water, which I don't understand. how do you hate the taste of something that it just, you are water, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. But he would say, I'm not dehydrated because everything I drink has water in it. And while, yes, that is true, your body needs water. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ask any doctor anywhere, and they are going to say, you need water to survive. Just hydrate. Hydrate, and drinking enough fluids when it comes to trying to get back on track. You won't get unnecessary calories in your drinks, first and foremost, most important. Secondly, it kind of fills you up if you drink a lot of water all day. I don't know about you, but if I drink a whole gallon of water, sometimes it just stays in my stomach for a minute. And yeah, people complain, oh, you'll be peeing all day, but that's good. You need to release all of that. You have to constantly flush your system. Eat hydrating foods like fruits and vegetables, because first of all, they're just better for you. Whole foods, always better for you. So guys, again, just to give you the rundown again on the steps. The first one is lose the guilt. It happens. It's okay. Second, focus on small change. Moving forward doesn't mean taking a giant leap. 3, focus on consistency. You want something that you can live long term. 4th, get active. Try to get that body moving, not only just for weight loss, but just also to feel better overall. And 5, make sure you stay hydrated. When you're hydrated, weight can fall off very simply, and it's just better for your overall health. Okay, so the next segment is, as you know, Heart on My Sleeve, where I take a deeper dive into things that I might be experiencing, just for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. This segment, and since it's a solo episode, I feel I can do this. This segment has evolved over time. And because someone had asked me about the VSG surgery, which is the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, I feel like I should kind of explain this a little bit. So when I first started my podcast, of course, I had thought that I was going to be having gastric sleeve. I had started the process, but then COVID hit. Everything was put basically on the back burner. They actually just called me, the doctor, I want to say like last week, asking me if I wanted to restart the process. My first appointment, and if you go back to episode like 1 or 2, was back in March. So it's been a very long time. And at the moment, I'm not working. I had to quit my job again because of COVID, and I'm not having the surgery at this moment, like I said earlier in this episode. But this segment was supposed to be about that journey and how I felt about it, and which is why it's called Heart on My Sleeve. However, that's not happening. And while Heart on My Sleeve was a play on words because of the surgery I was supposed to be having, I did still want this to be the segment where I put my heart on my sleeve. I am a Cancer, okay? That is my sun sign. Cancer, sun, Gemini moon, and Gemini rising. I'm fucked up. Okay? It's hard for me to be open with people. Talking into this microphone is so much easier for me than having a conversation with someone I've known for years. And that's crazy to some people, but that's just how it is for me. And I feel like this podcast has definitely been some sort of like self-therapy for me. I've done episodes of this podcast where I cry and I cry and I cry and I cry. And even though, I am a crybaby, I'm a whole water baby. Since I cry for everything, I don't always cry for the things I need to be crying about because I suppress them. So it's like the one tears I can control because I don't have to talk about it. And if I don't talk about it, I won't cry about it. But I feel like sometimes these are the things I need to cry about. And I'm getting like misty-eyed just talking about that. And I just feel like that's what I wanted this segment to be about. And not to say that any of y'all are my like therapists or anything, but sometimes I just need to let it out. And I know you guys are listening, and not that I expect anything from you, but it's just good to let it out. So I appreciate every one of you for those episodes where I get really deep, for holding space for me, because I know that's not easy. And going forward, I will probably put some type of like trigger warning when it comes to things like that. And this is just, again, me being reflective. And that's what I wanted the theme of this episode to be, just really reflective of what's going on in my life. So to get into this week's topic of Heart on My Sleeve, because that wasn't it, I wanted to talk about this app that I have been using this week. If you know, it's called Clubhouse. If you don't, it's essentially a live phone chat line, but via an app on your phone. It's only for iPhone at the moment. But I really just wanted to talk about within that app. I've been in it for about a week now, and it just shows how creatives and people of color really just come together to support each other. It's beautiful. Like the networking possibilities that you have in there. Like, yes, of course, there are chat rooms where it's like silly, or it can be a little kinky, or just straight up nasty sometimes, but it's fun. It's all for fun. But there's also, I feel like there's Clubhouse daytime, business and seminars and, morning affirmations and what are we grateful for, and let's set our intentions and manifestations and all of that throughout the day. And then once it hits like 10:30, we have rooms like the moan room and the grunt room and the say my name room and all of that shit. And it's wild, but it's fun. Okay. But the creatives on there support each other in ways I literally have never witnessed before. And the things that I've seen on that app and the things that I've actually been a part of, and it's only been 4 days for me, actually. It's only been 4 days. It's just, it's amazing. And it's amazing to see that there are still people who will really like fuck with you based off of your creative ambition. Because let's not get it twisted. Like, we don't really know if any of these people are the best singer, the best songwriter, the best podcaster, the best writer, the best rapper, the best this, the best that, the best manager, the best real estate. We don't know that. We only know that you are in here willing to share, willing to talk, willing to network, willing to provide insight, willing to provide tips, tricks, willing to learn. That's all we know. And just based off of that, we'll share your stuff. We will maybe contribute to your project in whatever fashion that may be. We may collaborate, we may teach you, we may ask questions. Like, it's just the way the community is set up via Clubhouse, or the way I have found people in that app is just wild to me. And it's not even so much about the app, because I don't care about the app. It can be any app. It's the fact that there are people out there who still feel this way. Because let me tell you something. And I feel like every podcaster talks about this, so I'm sorry. But your people, no, scratch that. People you don't know will fuck with you harder, support you harder than people you've known forever, or people that you are close with, or anything like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But when you come into like these creative spaces where everyone goes through the exact same things, right? You hear this on podcasts all the time. Like, yo, like, strangers will support you before your friends do. And that's a real life thing. But to see it in a way where you can literally not see these people because it's a chat line, but where you can have conversations with these people, where it overflows to your other social media. So now they follow you on Instagram. They're sharing your stuff on Instagram. They're streaming your podcast. They're streaming your music. They're buying your art. They're buying your ebooks, whatever have you. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I've only been on this app for 4 days. And to feel that in the way that I felt it is wild. Like, I literally was in a chat room and I witnessed a group of people who've never met a day in their life provide another podcaster with legal advice, accounting advice. They went and they shared and promoted her podcast, all because they felt a sense of community with her. And they were just like, you know what? You're going to win. We're all going to win. And I love that mentality. That mentality right there, I fuck with 100%. Like, be authentic and be humble, and know that everyone around you can eat. Like, there's no reason to put other people down in order for you to level up. And that mentality right there is like, it's the best. It's the best. And that's what I want to be around. You understand what I'm saying? So it's inspired me in so many ways. I have so many thoughts and so many ideas when it comes to like my personal branding, when it comes to this podcast. And I just can't wait to like implement these things slowly, because guys, I will. If you follow me on Instagram, again, you've seen like I have other things coming out. I have Makeup Mondays where me and my girl Iman, we go on a Zoom call and we have random conversations for the week while we do our makeup. We give little tips here and there about makeup. Like, it's a whole vibe. I have all of these ideas, right? So it's great to see. And it's really been to see it, you know, and this is mad corny, but to see it during like Thanksgiving week, it's like, you know what? Shit can get better. We just have to come together and work together as a community and stop being so divided. Okay. Yurrr. Hey guys, before we get into today's episode, I have a special announcement. Bum, 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 bum. My first round of merch is releasing on Monday, November 30th, just in time for holiday. But before it launches, I am hosting a giveaway. One lucky listener will receive 2 pieces of merch plus another special gift. How do you enter the giveaway, you ask? It's simple. Step 1, rate 5 stars down below. Nothing less than 5 stars. Let Apple know that I am popping, and also leave a review. In your review, please make sure to either leave your Instagram or Twitter name so that I know who you are. Step 2, head on over to my Instagrams, either _StephyKiss, STEPHYKISS, or Do I Look Fat Pod. The links will be down in the description just to make it easier for you as usual. And tag 2 friends who you think will enjoy the podcast. Step 3, share that post to your social media, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, and just tag me in it. I am so excited for this to drop. You guys have no idea. I have been working on it like crazy, and I hope you guys like it. Okay, let's get on with the show. So the final segment, because I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here, I'm not even going to hold you, is Are You Dead Ass? And this is a segment that came about because I ask myself each and every day, about 5 to 7 times a day, are you fucking dead ass? Just because of the things that I've witnessed. And today's Are You Dead Ass is aimed towards to the white people who are either dumb or think we're dumb. Recently, one of my fellow podcasters, Claire from the Relationships Pod, found out that there was a white woman who basically ripped off her whole idea. And we're talking about not only just from the name, but from the name, the concept of the show, the artwork, the whole description of the show was essentially copied and pasted. And this white woman isn't just any average white woman. She is a blue check Instagram influencer white woman who also has another podcast. So that goes to show me that you, with all of these things going on, do not produce this show by yourself. So you probably have a whole team of people who must have known that Claire had her own version of this podcast with the same concept and the same premise and the same artwork, and either copied it completely or didn't think we would notice or didn't think it would matter because it's their world, right? So, and this is what I'm talking about when it came to the creatives coming together. Like the way I saw people band together for this girl, based off of her story. These are people who she's probably never met. These are people who would open up other doors for her, give her other opportunities. Like it's just so fire that we came together to help this woman when she was basically being bullied virtually. Because that's what it is. It's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about your little podcast. I'm going to take the idea and I'm going to make money with it because my listeners are going to listen to it regardless and they don't even know about you. That's really what it was. So, a big fuck you to that white woman. I'm not going to say her name because fuck out of here. I'm not giving you any clout, but you should definitely go check out the Relationships podcast with Claire. I was actually on last week's episode, which was the week of the 16th of November. So I was on that episode, and just check her out. She's a whole blast, a whole vibe, and that's it. And fuck the white woman. I might get flagged for that, but sorry. Oh well. Okay, that's it for today's episode. It is 8:51. I'm about to edit this shit, get it out to you guys so you can have it before midnight. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe down below. Please, 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 please hit 5 stars. All it can do is help me, and it can't hurt you at all. Like, just give me 5 stars, please. Nothing less than that, so my rating can stay at the 5.0 that it is. And also, leave a review. Let these people know that you listen to me. Let these people know that you like the podcast so that I can grow even more and, just get my shit out there. Follow me on Instagram _StephyKiss, STEPHYKISS. If you're on Clubhouse, you might see me on Clubhouse. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Do I Look Fat? Bye. Mwah.